Akkermansia. Akkermansia. Acker what? I know. It is a weird name, but it is a name of one of those keystone strains that live in our gut. And today, I am going to talk all about the fascinating things Akkermansia does. So, stay tuned. Welcome to Holistic Health Made Simple. Are you tired of chasing fad diets and endless workouts? Frustrated and confused by the conflicting advice on health and weight loss? Well, you're not alone. I'm Jolene, a nutritional therapy practitioner, and I'm here to guide you on a different path through holistic wellness. Together, we'll blend ancestral wisdom with scientific principles, making health and weight loss a reality. Say goodbye to yo-yo dieting and hello to simple, individualized steps that will help you reach your goals. Let's explore the power of healing your gut, optimizing your metabolism, and embracing whole foods. Ready to make that personalized wellness a reality? Let's get started on your journey to real health. Hey there! Today, we are going to explore one of the most fascinating and beneficial bacteria inside our gut. It's called Akkermansia. This is one of those keystone strains of bacteria, and it lives in the mucus layer of our intestines, where it feeds on the mucus. So what it does is it helps maintain a healthy gut barrier. It's really important, and also one of the things we want to help support when we have something like leaky gut or gut permeability. Now, Akkermansia has also been linked to many health benefits. This is where I think it is one of those things that we can't neglect. We can't just ignore it, and there's going to be more and more research that comes out on it. But it's been linked to the health benefits such as improved digestion, weight management, reduced inflammation, better blood sugar control, enhanced immune function, cardiovascular health, mood regulations, increased nutrient absorption, protection against pathogens, and even longevity. Now, why I find this so fascinating, it is one of those strains that we look at in our gut to help with weight management, to help with our cardiovascular disease. We look at it as a metabolic gut bacteria. This sounds really amazing, right? Well, it is. But how can we make sure we have enough in our gut? And what are the factors that influence Akkermansia's growth and abundance? That's what we're going to discuss today. We're also going to touch on how unique it is and how hard it is to actually grow in a lab, which to me makes it even more fascinating. But I am a little bit of a science geek. One of the biggest reasons that Akkermansia is so hot right now is that the evidence suggests that levels of Akkermansia inside the gut can actually correlate with glucagon-like peptide 1. Hello, GLP-1. Okay, I'll break it down even simpler. Wegovy, Ozempic, semaglutide, the weight loss drugs that stimulate GLP-1 production. Akkermansia levels in the gut correlate with our body naturally producing this hormone. It is produced in the gut, and it plays a crucial role in regulating blood sugar levels, insulin secretions, and satiety. That thing that makes you feel full so that you don't keep eating. Studies have shown that higher levels of Akkermansia municipalia, which is a species within the Akkermansia genus, are associated with increased GLP-1 production. This is huge because GLP-1 helps improve our glucose metabolism. We know this. So we want our GLP-1 to be produced naturally rather than synthetically injecting it. Now, if you boost your levels of Akkermansia, are you going to have the rapid weight loss that you would on a drug? Absolutely not. However, because it's using your body to balance back out, the rapid weight gain when you stop it will not be there. But besides weight loss, when we promote the growth of Akkermansia, and I'm going to just refer it as that rather than the long name, it's not only going to benefit gut health, but it's going to have a positive effect on all metabolic functions, including the regulation of GLP-1 production. But we're knowing now with other studies that an increase in the GLP-1 production, or having it produced in our body, is also protective of our heart and cardiovascular disease. They're all tied in together. When our body is metabolically healthy, it runs and functions well and normally and healthily. So now you're thinking, well, she's throwing this probiotic strain at me. Can I go buy it on the shelf? Well, the answer is yes, but we'll get to that in a minute. Right now, I want to talk about how you can naturally nurture Akkermansia in your gut. And there's several dietary and lifestyle factors that will influence its abundance and activity. So let's start with the list. The first one, eat more polyphenol-rich foods. Polyphenols are found in plant foods like berries, grapes, apples, citrus fruits, green tea, cocoa, and dark chocolate. These compounds support the growth of Akkermansia muciniphila specifically. Again, I said I wasn't going to say the long name, but I will throw it back and forth. But whenever I say Akkermansia, please note right now, I am talking about Akkermansia muciniphila. The next way is to eat more fiber-rich foods. We know fiber is a crucial prebiotic that feeds all our beneficial gut bacteria, including Akkermansia. Food rich in soluble fiber will help. Things like flax seeds, chia seeds, fruits like apples, pears, oranges, some legumes, some barley, oats if you tolerate them. Those are things that specifically have these prebiotic fibers that will help Akkermansia. And don't forget, one of my favorites is cabbage, especially when you ferment it, because then you got prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. Yeah. You know me, I'm always toting the fermented foods. Next is something that's a little more controversial. Eating more of a resistant starch. You see, resistant starch is a type of fiber that resists digestion. So it goes through the small intestine and it hits the colon where it gets fermented again by the gut bacteria. Now, foods high in resistant starch include things like green bananas, which honestly, that kind of sounds gross to me, always has. But if you like green bananas, more power to you. Then there is a technique that we cook potatoes. I'm talking regular potatoes. You cool the potatoes and eat them again. By cooking and cooling them, you increase the resistant starch that actually will get into your gut and feed all your gut microbiome, but especially the Akkermansia. And I know you're going to ask me, does it work with sweet potatoes? Sweet potatoes are not a true starch, so it does not work the same. They've also done resistant starches in rice. If you tolerate it, you can try to cook it, cool it, and then eat it that way. You can also reheat it. I've heard that it doesn't unresist the starch, if that's even a term. I don't know. I haven't tried it out. I do eat potatoes. A lot of you know that I was ketogenic for a long time. I do eat white potatoes on occasion, and I do like to use this little trick because I need a healthy gut just like everybody else. The next one is eat more polyunsaturated fats. Yes, I know some of you refer to these as PUFAs, but you need to realize that omega-3 fits into this category. Things like your fish oils, your fatty fish. Now, flax seeds, chia seeds, walnut, and all algae-based supplements are also very high in omega-3. Foods rich in omega-3 support the growth of Akkermansia. We need to get out of our heads that PUFAs are bad. Not all of them. Some of them are. Some of them are good. And there's a lot of arguments about if the bad ones are really bad. But, ancestral, we have eaten whole foods forms of PUFAs for years. We haven't eaten those processed things for more than 100 years. Jury's still out on if they're really healthy or not. And now my favorite, which I've already touched on, eat more probiotic-rich foods. While probiotics are different from prebiotics, prebiotics are your fibers, probiotics are the bacteria. Consuming probiotic-rich foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, my favorite, kimchi, and other fermented foods will help create a favorable environment to have that ecosystem as healthy as possible. And when we have a healthy environment, our beneficials like Akkermansia thrive. That's what we want. We want a healthy gut, a diverse gut, a environment where the good stuff thrives and there's enough bad stuff so that the good stuff doesn't overthrive. That's why I don't like using good and bad. But you kind of get the drift, is we want enough of the beneficial things that actually help us stay healthy than any of the stuff that makes us sick. You know, it's life. We want to be healthy. And now we're on the next one, which is eat more vegetables. I'm sorry, carnivores out there. Certain vegetables, especially those that are high in fiber and polyphenols, support the growth of Akkermansia. Now, examples include things like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, artichokes, asparagus, onions, garlic, oh yeah, cabbage. I love cabbage, can you tell? Now, just because you might be carnivore does not mean that you can't have a healthy gut. You just have to go about it differently, and we'll get into that when we talk about supplementation. And the next one kind of goes the same with eat more vegetables. It's eat more nuts and seeds. Incorporating a variety of nuts and seeds, such as almonds, pistachios, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. Oh, they all sound really good right now. I'm hungry. Combining those or adding those into your diet provide both fiber, healthy fats, and they support your gut health. So don't shy away from the seeds. Just limit it so that you're not eating handfuls and handfuls and handfuls. Have a serving of one, maybe a couple, and have a diverse amount throughout your week. That way, you will have a healthy gut and not overdo the nuts and seeds. They are very, very easy to overdo. Trust me, I know. Sometimes getting them in the shells make them a little less hard to overdo because it takes a lot of time to get them out of the shell before you can actually eat them. Lastly, don't eat bland foods. Make sure your foods are flavored with herbs and spices. They have prebiotic properties. They have other things that help all of our beneficial gut bacteria. Some of the key ones, if you can add them in, are things like ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, and cloves. Those are ones that are noted specifically to help with Akkermansia, but they help all your beneficial gut bacteria. Please, people, don't eat bland food. Health food should be full of flavor. So those are the ways we can do it through food. Now, a lot of you are saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. Find things that you can eat that you could fit it in there. Honestly, to have a diverse gut, we need to be eating diversely, meaning eating a little bit of everything. Maybe going through phases of eating mostly plants and other phases of eating mostly meat and eating a variety of it. Our bodies were never meant to eat the same foods over and over again. I know it makes life easy, but we need the variety. I heard someone say once that we should be eating 30 different fruits and vegetables within a week. I can't get there yet, but I'm working on it. I'm sure you can too. But now let's touch on supplementation of probiotics in a way that could be beneficial, especially for Akkermansia. So you go to Amazon, your local health food store, and you're browsing the probiotics, and there's this probiotic and that probiotic. But honestly, have you ever looked at the back? They're almost all the same. There might be different CFUs or different things like that, but the actual genuses that are in there are pretty much all the same. There's very few that are specialty. So that's what we're looking at when we're looking at to supplement Akkermansia. If you believe you are low in Akkermansia, you can supplement it. There is only 2 companies out there that I know of, and there's only one that I actually recommend right now. There will be more, but here's the thing with Akkermansia. To produce a supplement of Akkermansia, it needs to be manufactured in a completely anaerobic state. It also can't have any moisture, which makes it very hard to do, 1, very expensive to do, 2. So it's not going to be in your common probiotics that you go to the normal store. One of the companies uses a fermented version, and it's not alive. So it's not that it's bad, it's just not the one I recommend right now. until more research comes out. As research comes out, my recommendations will always change. Right now, I am using one from a company called Pendulum. I actually have a link in the show notes where you can order it at a discount. If you order it from that link, just look for the Gut Health Protocol, or it says something of that nature, and it's in there. I use the Metabolic Daily right now. I've been using it for a couple months, and I have noticed the difference. They've combined a regular daily use of Akkermansia with a few others that benefit each other to actually enrich the gut. Now, here's the thing with the supplementations. Like I said, this is not a cheap probiotic. So I'm one that I want you to use it temporarily to boost what you need, like 3 months. I recommend about 3 months. And then change your diet to nourish and nurture and support your gut. Now, if you're going to be carnivore, it might be something that you have to be on long term to get that boost of Akkermansia, because if you're struggling, even as a carnivore, getting your blood sugars, getting the weight off, and stuff like that, you probably are low in Akkermansia, but you're not going to be able to produce it naturally just eating meat. You're not going to be able to nurture it. So it might be a supplementation thing that you need at that point. If you're not going to change your diet from the standard American diet, you will probably have to change it regularly. Now, like I said, the supplement isn't going to give you these grand effects that a weight loss drug was, because it is in the amount that your body would normally need, not in an amount that is so high. That's kind of the problem with the weight loss drug, but this is not about the drugs. It is about this specific strain that has been studied for over, I don't know, they found it 10 years ago or something like that, or even more than that. And it took them over 10 years of research and development and a way to figure out the containment to cultivate this form of bacteria without air. It's incredibly hard to do. So if you want to give it a try, there's 2 forms. I only have the regular daily one. There is a Metabolic Daily Pro. It's a lot more expensive. It's a lot stronger. I usually try to start people on the lowest dose possible, but if you want to go high, go ahead, be able to purchase it. You can actually only buy that through my supplemental dispensary. You cannot get it by yourself through Pendulum or Amazon. And one of the reasons why I use the dispensary, I know Amazon's free shipping, but I can give you a discount from the dispensary. And I also know 100% that it is the real deal and not some bootleg copy of it that somebody made and slapped all the same information on from the company. That's the whole thing with supplements. We will have a supplement quality conversation at a later date. But if you want to try out Pendulum's Akkermansia, there is actually basic Akkermansia, there is the Metabolic Pro, and there's also a glucose one. And all 3 of those have Akkermansia in it to help you get your metabolic health in order. Now, you know me, I like food first. But I do think some people will need a little boost, and this might be the boost they need to end those cravings, get that little push off that plateau into the next level. We need to remember our gut health is so, so important. So don't just think popping a pill is going to solve the problem. We've got to heal and nourish it as well. There's plenty of talk I've done previously on this. There will be plenty of talk coming up about different ways to nourish and heal your gut. I'd rather you start with food first. You got the list of how to do it naturally. As you can see, this is something that I really, really believe in. I believe in either healing it naturally or supplementing and then healing it naturally, but building your gut and getting this Akkermansia at a level that best helps you maintain your metabolic health. So, there are many ways to nourish your Akkermansia levels and enjoy the health benefits. And you don't have to eat all these foods that I suggested every day, but incorporating them throughout the week will make the difference. A healthy gut is a healthy you. And on that note, friends, I will see you next time. Bye! Thanks for listening in today. I hope you got some nuggets to take on your health journey. Remember, this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes. No medical advice is being given. By listening to this podcast, you agree to the full disclaimer, which is linked in the show notes. If you found this podcast helpful, could you take 30 seconds and leave a review? Your feedback means the world to me, and it helps others discover my show. Once again, thank you for being part of my community. Until next time, have a blessed day.